Herobrine. The legend of Herobrine was created not within the game itself, but in the shared imagination of players. In August 2010, an unknown 4chan user posted a low-resolution image of what appeared to be Minecraft's default protagonist, Steve, but with empty, pupilless eyes that glowed like two moons. The post described discoveries of unusual structures, zigzagging tunnels not possible through procedural generation, and sandstone pyramids in biomes where pyramids could not be found. When the player got close to it, the figure disappeared, with only a whispered line in a chat log: "You shouldn't be here." The myth had spread by 2011 as countless players tried to investigate on their own, and even tried to summon Herobrine with altars made of gold, netherrack, and redstone torches. Copeland staged a Brocraft stream where Herobrine materialized at the edge of fog as he stared unblinking before breaking down into particles. Although later debunked as a hoax created using command blocks and texture packs, the video caused worldwide panic. He was said to be seen in rear view while on minecarts, or on distant hilltops during thunderstorms by players. Mojang further fueled the mystery by including removed Herobrine in patch notes more than 30 times, a running joke that became horrifying in its paradoxical nature. But the real terror of Herobrine lies in his ambiguity. The original theory was that he was the ghost of Notch's dead brother, something Notch disproved but which continues in mods such as Herobrine's Vengeance. Others theorize that he was created by the unfinished code of the game itself, a culpa of the fears of millions of players. Whether it's true or not, the fact that he may have been more than just the imagination of players makes every twitch at the edge of your screen seem deliberate. Entity 303. If Herobrine is Minecraft's ghost legend, then Entity 303 is its cyberpunk terror. The earliest recorded sighting was way back on December 10th of 2013 by a teenager named Frankie in an email to Minecraft forum poster Speed of his private server's destruction. Frankie relayed how recently he has seen sightings of a strange figure behind trees. When checking the game logs, he discovers that a player named Entity 303 logged in uninvited, using the command /stop. The problem was that neither Frankie nor his friends whitelisted any other player. From that point on, things started to spiral into horror as Frankie and his friends decided to ignore it and keep playing. About 20 minutes in, strange messages from the server itself flooded the chat. "Make a wish." The mysterious message was sent over and over again until Entity 303 started spawning hundreds of creepers to devastate his friend's survival city. Lakes of lava emerged from the ground, houses started to burn and explode. The server was hacked, and as Frankie typed /ban Entity 303, the game crashed and his world file was turned into an empty void of drifting error messages as his computer got pirated and displayed the mysterious message, "Make a wish." Entity 303 was by 2014 the byword for digitized vendettas, striking fear into countless players, fearing to encounter the hacker and lose not only their world, but their entire computer. Legend has it he's a programmer fired from Mojang who infected himself into the game as malware. In a tattered lab coat and red eyes, 303 not only haunts like Herobrine, but corrupts and destroys. Null. In 2014, a player loaded up version 1.2.5 using the newly released Minecraft launcher. At first, things were nothing out of the ordinary, until he started seeing a strange, dark figure appearing every now and then by the corner of his eye. He didn't think much of it as he thought it was just some lighting issues. But one night, when coming back from the dark woods, a sign was waiting for him near his house door. Scrawled on in the default font, they said Null, a coding abbreviation for empty data. The player brushed it off as a glitch or joke from Mojang concerning the rumors circulating about Herobrine during the release of that version. However, one morning when he went out of his Minecraft base, an eerie, almost disturbing sound erupted. A sound of crying, of whimpering, of shouting. A sound that haunted the calm, peaceful base as it started to distort and corrupt into a muttering glitch noise that sent shivers down the player's spine. Terrified, the player started looking around for explanations until he turned around and nothing. No trace of the sound, but suddenly, a fall damage sound was heard from afar. It was Herobrine himself. With not even a single second to act, the game crashed. After the traumatic experience, the player decided to play the 1.7.2 version. Playing normally and gathering blocks to build his base, everything was fine and he started to forget about the haunting noise he heard back in the older version. He logged back into his world one day only for him to find himself 30,000 blocks deep in the ground in a tunnel of redstone-lit bedrock. As he ventured down the tunnel, a sign welcomed him again. Before he could even read it, another corrupted noise was heard, a depressed voice calling for help. In panic, the player took a screenshot of the unreadable text from the sign and left the game. The player finally translated the message. His heart went cold as he read the following. "Help! Null is here! Tell everyone about me!" Wanting to know more, the player logged back in, only to find himself again in a different location, this time on a single block of bedrock in the sky. Awaiting him was none other than Herobrine himself, trembling and pixelated. Through the static distorted screen, the player could make out some messages. "I need help. I am trapped. You can blame him. He is different. He is evil. Help me escape. Help me find a solution. If you don't help, however, well then it's his game now." The game crashed, leaving nothing behind but utter confusion to the player. To this day, the mystery hasn't been solved. Is Herobrine actually just an innocent man trapped into the game? Is he just looking out for us, warning us about a greater danger we can't perceive? One thing is sure, Null is still lurking out there in the shadows, awaiting his time to endanger Minecraft once more. Error 422. Back in January 2020, one boy named Alexander was sitting in class as he received a mysterious message on Discord. A link to a mysterious Russian video featuring in the description a link to download a file that was incomprehensible to him. As it turned out later, it was a lost version of Minecraft that was not available in the launcher nor anywhere online. Like it had vanished from the face of the earth, leaving nothing behind but forgotten code. Previously a snapshot for an unknown version, it was meant to change Minecraft as it is by rewriting the entire code from scratch. However, something went horribly wrong as the game came to life. The sentient code began to mess with the entire world, corrupting the health and hunger bars, changing the time infinitely, and even turning water into boiling lava. On some occurrences, cactus can be seen covering the entire sky, and even scramble the entire screen with red code as an unknown entity tries to kill the player in this corrupted version, where the code itself is sentient and out of control. Green Steve. In version 1.8 of Minecraft back in late 2015, a player started a new survival world. Only him and the world at hand, he started off his adventure. However, one thing was off. Every time he logged in, he could perceive a green entity in the corner of his screen, strangely resembling the default skin but in a green tint, silently watching his every moment and stalking him. Nevertheless, the player kept playing until reaching a desert temple. Excited to loot the chests inside, he entered the temple as his heart skipped a beat when he found an already existing hole in the floor that led to the treasure room. Confused, curiosity gets the best of him as he jumped down the hole to find out more. As he landed one block away from the stone plate, he turned his head right only to be face to face with that green figure again. In a split second, his game started to bug and go static, only to reveal that he was trapped in a room full of creepers, and with no time to escape, was killed. To this day, it is unclear who or what this entity is. Some say this was the invention of a now-fired Mojang developer. Others say it's Herobrine's very own brother. But the mystery remains unsolved as Green Steve is still out there, following his next victim with only one goal: to kill that thing. In 2018, on the McFarlane website, a strange report was written revolving around a cursed seed, the 2323 seed that was said to be the gateway to a dimension never seen before in Minecraft, the Freak World. Allegedly, the Freak World could leak into other regular worlds and seeds, bringing along with it a mysterious entity seen by countless of players, an intelligence or AI that was outside of Mojang's control. An entity so strange and eerie it was simply labeled The Thing due to its strange appearance, almost resembling Steve but with 6 arms and 2 pairs of distorted eyes, towering over players. Despite its gruesome appearance, it was considered harmless as long as it was not angered, not harming anything or anyone, as it was seen simply watching in the distance or even rebuilding structures. But when enraged, that thing unleashed a terribly distorted sound, terrifying players down to the bone and following them until killed. Many rumors had circulated about that thing, but no one could find the truth behind it nor enter the freak world as the path is still unknown. Giant Alex. Giant Alex defies scale as much as sanity, as this 12-block tall, blood-streaked version of Minecraft's Alex skin first began appearing in 2020 in seed 777874938129293789578, which translates to Death Steve in decimal code. Those running Optifine 1.12.2 with a render distance of 2 to 6 chunks describe her as appearing at the border of fog, stationary but for occasional head tilts approximating player actions with bloody eyes, steadily watching and staring. A 2021 investigation by a YouTube creator Wild Dog and many others uncovered some disturbing phenomena. While at first everything seemed normal, the feeling of being watched was heavy, almost as if the silence of the game was intentional. But soon enough, footprints of Giant Alex were discovered all over the world as Giant Alex towered over, watching with no movement whatsoever, fading into the thick fog, leaving behind nothing but footprints and utter confusion. Minecraft Alpha 0.0.0. Minecraft Alpha 0.0.0 is another lost version of Minecraft reportedly being a living virus. Unavailable even on the official launcher, the only way to procure it is still unknown and unsafe. Upon opening the game, players are greeted with a bedrock wall as the background of a menu featuring a glitched Minecraft logo. However, that's only the beginning of this twisted version. When creating a world and spawning in, an eerie music starts playing and nothing else seems to happen, but if you play for a while, the world only gets creepier. Trees burning on their own, the sky getting darker and darker, and inverted crosses all over the ground between pillars of bedrock. All these strange phenomena created a dark energy that weighed on the players. However, that is only the beginning, as it only spirals into darkness more and more as you play. The bedrock pillars become catalysts to terrifying loud screamers that freeze the game and even crash it in some instances. And if your game hasn't crashed yet, then the game flickers. Light blinks over and over until summoning a strange entity with no shape or form. A living glitch chasing you through the horrors of the Minecraft Alpha 0.0.0 until catching you and crashing your entire game. VLLR. On June 15, 2016, 2 friends decided to play survival mode together on a private server they created on version 1.10 of Minecraft. They gathered wood, stone, then iron, the classic Minecraft start. One night as they were going back to their freshly built base in a hurry, time suddenly changed, switching the dark night sky to daylight. The friends thought one of them was messing around with commands, but none of them did it. As the administrator of the server, one of them decided to check the logs and prove it wasn't him who did that. But what he found was much different from what he expected. A message spelling VLLR has changed the time to 10,000. Confused on how this is possible as it was only the 2 friends in the server, one of them decided to confront the unknown player or entity by asking on the chat, "Who is VLLR?" Not expecting any answer, they kept playing until, out of nowhere, another message pops up. VLR OBXIIV TXKQQL HKLT ? A text in an unknown language that sent a chill down their spine. Scared and confused, they translated the message as the translator had detected that the message was written in Bulgarian. It said, "Do you have a drink?" Even more confused, they decided to reply, "Why would I have a drink?" Instantly, the other end replied, "VLLR FAFAQ question mark. They tried to translate it again, but no use this time. It was not Bulgarian, but another foreign language. Fed up, the other friend typed, "What language are you speaking?" To which the mysterious character finally replied in English this time, "VLLR, 3 letters back." Understanding that what he was saying from the beginning was a coded language, they tried to decipher it in a hurry, thinking they had finally solved the mystery until one last message pops up in the chat. VLLR teleported DogDude 2005 to VLLR. One of the friends was gone, teleported by VLLR. Terrified from what was happening, the other friend searched for a way to bring DogDude back, but he was already banned from the server. And in a moment of absolute horror, VLLR teleported to the player left in the server. Turning behind, he saw a villager with empty black eyes and white pupils, colors flickering from his body, staring at him in dead silence as his screen went black. Blue, then the entire game crashed, leaving nothing behind as the very save file was erased as well. Some theorize that VLLR is a virus that corrupted their server. Some say it was a hacker, and others say it was a failed experiment from Mojang itself that only existed on that version. To this day, it is still unsure what VLLR is. Blood Golem. On the 23rd of November 2015, 2 friends were playing on their Minecraft server. They spawned next to a mountain range and decided to kick off their survival. They mined all the iron needed and built their house. With all the amount of iron they had collected, they decided to create an iron golem to watch over their freshly built home. The sun had already set as the golem came to life, stared at the 2 players and walked around the base, nothing out of the ordinary. The 2 friends logged off the server to go to sleep and play again the next day. Excited to play again and have fun, they rejoined the server, but to their horror, their home had changed by night. The roof and second floor of their house was on fire. The ground floor was completely destroyed. Confused, they ran outside to look around for explanations. Their golem was gone by then. How could this happen? Worlds remain inactive when no player is on. The only explanation was that someone was able to log in their server at night and griefed everything, killing their golem in the process. Angry, they still chose to rebuild and keep playing, deciding they wouldn't let anyone ruin their fun. After a few moments of looking around, the first friend climbed up a mountaintop, towering around the area. As he was watching over the scenery, something crossed his field of vision, a red thing that instantly disappeared when the player turned around to check clearly. Desperately trying to spot it again, there it was. Behind the thick leaves of the birch trees was an iron golem painted in red, labeled Entity IG-666. Shocked, the player kept staring as the iron golem was watching behind the trees, until a message was written in the chat. Entity IG-666, you should not have left me to rot. Now you will die. In panic, the player ran away back to the house where he told his friend about what happened until they were interrupted by the sound of footsteps. They looked outside the window only to be face to face with a blood golem, staring at them dead in the eyes. In a flash, the blood golem came bursting through the door, and upon contact with the 2 friends, their game crashed, fading to black, leaving behind a message, downloading bloodgolem.exe on their computers. The Minecraft launcher had become entirely corrupted, transforming the logo and the name to match the blood golem appearance, and even distorting the menu and music, turning the background into the picture of a crying woman. As curious and foolish as they were, they tried to rejoin the server, only to find themselves on a netherrack island in the middle of a dark sea. As they wandered around, the blood golem emerged again and chased them. The game, however, crashed before getting caught. Back on their desktop, the wallpaper was changed to display the picture of that very same woman, this time lying down with her eyes bleeding out. As the 2 friends stared at the disturbing picture, their computers released a loud sound, almost resembling the cry of a woman, before their screens went black and their computers turned cold, unable to turn on again. already occupied. It all started back in 2015 as two friends were playing on their own server, trying out a weird seed rumored to hide a mystery. The seed was a long chain of zeros and ones, too long to even fit in the seed input box when creating a world, but somehow it fitted. Despite that, they started playing and found a nice hill to install their base at. One of the friends went mining and found copper, an ore that was not released back then. The two were confused on what was copper doing there in an update that didn't feature any. But before finishing their convo, the player ran away from the cave, claiming he had seen a dark entity lurking inside. His friend tried to calm him down as he told him that there can't be someone or something already occupying this world. It isn't possible, is it? A heavy atmosphere switched the entire dynamic of a once normal server between friends as they both became paranoid that something was, in fact, already occupying this world. A moment had passed since then, and they kept playing until finding a village they decided to loot. After a successful gathering, they decided to leave as one of them looked behind, only to find that the entire village was completely altered. All houses were entirely different, resembling what a player would build. Freaked out, the two friends ran away as the entire ground was glitching and regenerating over and over again indefinitely. They reached their base and got into the deepest part of their mine in hopes of escaping. However, a single message shattered that hope. User 1100101010 joined the game, and in a moment of terrifying silence, the newly joined player asked, "What are you doing in my world?" A haunting sentence that traumatized the two before getting slain by the mysterious entity and getting banned afterwards. Years later, the truth was finally revealed. It was said that the entity occupying that specific seed was the ghost of Jason, a boy who had died while playing Minecraft. His pain was so intense and terrible that his spirit was trapped, translating his last words into the long chain of zeros and ones that serves as the seed. The code translated into, "God help me, please help me, ah." Some say that Jason's only death wish was to keep playing the game he loved, and that he wouldn't let anyone else destroy and alter his precious world that he died trying to perfect.